welcome to the first episode of Dead Film Society. I'm James.
I'm Toby.
And so essentially what this podcast is about, we'll be talking about movies, more so what we like about movies, and we'll also talk about trailers.
Yep.
What else are we talking about? Film news?
Film news, rankings, just like different categories of things like underrated, overrated films, looking at directors, films, give them some nice quizzes. That'll be good. Get some guests on the show, friends of ours, and other things like anticipated films, and yeah.
And I feel like we've both wanted to start a podcast for a while
Definitely.
now. You know, one of the main inspirations for this podcast was I was actually playing NBA 2K. I don't know, maybe a month ago.
Yeah.
And one of the commentators was talking, like, 'cause sometimes they go off the cusp and whatnot.
Yeah.
And he was talking about how NBA players go into media and news and all that kind of stuff. And he was talking about podcasts and how the players went into podcasts and all that. And he said, you know, you can't linger on it for about 6 months or 8 months, and then because it'll just become the past and you'll end up forgetting about it. So I was like, oh, it resonated with me because I'd always wanted to do a podcast, and so here we are, and I got you on board. I asked you if you wanted to do it.
Yep. And yeah, we thought, why not? We love doing, like, we're in media together at school.
Yeah.
And we always have film discussions and debates.
Every day.
And so we sort of thought, why not make a podcast of it? Because we enjoy doing it.
Well, so when did we meet? Year 10, was it?
We obviously didn't meet in year 10, but like...
Well, yeah, it was a bit of... We officially met.
Yeah.
It was a bit of a weird... It was a weird way to meet, because I'd been doing drama at school for, I don't know, since year 8.
Yeah.
And you'd obviously never done it.
Yeah.
Well, you did it in year 7. Everyone had to do it in year
Yeah.
7, but when I first saw you walking, I was like, what?
Wow.
What is this kid doing? I wouldn't have pictured it because I'd seen you playing footy and whatnot. I just thought,
yeah,
who's this kid? And then I remember the first lesson actually. We did that little script thing. Do you remember the watch?
I do remember that. Well, classic.
Yeah, but I was like, he's not bad.
Wow, really?
He's not.
Wow.
Not bad. A bit of direction at times, but yeah.
Oh, thank you.
That's how we met.
And then we just did media together after that.
Yeah. So. Yeah, we did media.
We made a couple short films together. Yeah, actually.
Well, you chose me because I'd like to say I'm alright. I'm an alright actor in aspects.
Yep.
I've done a couple school plays, and then I've done the short film. So
definitely.
Why don't you tell everyone what the short film was actually about?
The short film,
what it
Oedipus.
entails. Yep.
Classic.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay, so basically, it's about a film about a normal guy with a repetitive lifestyle.
And where'd you get that inspiration from?
From nobody, because the sequence is pretty much nearly identical, nearly the same. And then basically he gets a box delivery with Oedipus on the front cover, and it's like a drug, and he takes it. And he starts hallucinating, going crazy. First enjoys it, and then later, like, I don't know, he likes freaking... he just he starts like going crazy, and he like feels suicidal kinda, and
not kinda.
he does, and then
it does feel suicidal.
Yeah, and then he goes into a bathtub and essentially it slits his wrist. It's off camera.
We couldn't show that. It still got banned.
Yeah, so
it still got banned.
Yeah, get to my point. He got banned because of drug material and self-harm material, and
we had to change it.
Yeah, we had to change it last second to another thing. It wasn't as good, called coinophobia.
It was alright.
Yeah.
It was alright.
Just a bit of a downgrade. And like we had to, for the bath scenes in Oedipus, we had to make it so we didn't want to stay in the bath.
The chalk and slime.
Yeah, we went to Target, bought some chalk and some red slime.
How much did that end up costing us?
Like 15 bucks.
Oh god.
And yeah, the whole thing just went to a waste. Yeah,
and I remember everyone asking me after you'd shown a lot of people, it was like, oh, how'd you hold your breath for so long?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, because there's a shot, obviously it'll come up, of me in the water after I've died, full of blood and whatnot, and I'm just laying there still, and everyone was just so amazed by it. I'm just like, I was holding my breath for like 15, 20 seconds.
Exactly.
Yeah, it was weird. So, anyways, considering this is a podcast about our love of movies, where did your first, I guess, love start?
First like real love for cinema in general was probably seeing Logan with my dad, because the character Wolverine, seeing it from like X-Men to developing Logan, and
And may I add, I think that was like, it may have been in a good experience because it was so different from what the other X-Men were.
Definitely just
It
more
was just completely different.
the grounded, more realistic tone of Logan, definitely, and the violence. And I guess just the entire film together just made me realize how much I love film. Like what a film can do to someone and the impact it can have. Like,
well, especially because I want to become an actor in the future. As you get older, you realize what it takes to actually create a movie, like behind the scenes. It's just everything that goes into it. Like
100%.
As a kid, you just loved movies because I don't know, I guess the story, or you just loved watching them.
Yep.
But then as you get older, you just appreciate it more because you know what it takes to make a movie.
Yeah. What about you? What inspired you?
Well, I used to watch movies with my pop all the time, or grandpa, as some people would say. But we used to go to the cinemas every weekend and watch films, and I don't know, it got repetitive for me, and I loved it. So I guess that's what happens.
Very cool.
Yeah. So, continuing this, what do you think would be like your best experience in watching a movie? Like what has been an atmosphere that has just amazed you when watching a movie?
Probably Logan again, honestly.
Yeah.
Like.
Did you see it in cinemas?
Yeah, definitely saw it with Dad.
Yeah.
Just separating itself from the normal superhero formula of like PG violence and like if you've seen the movie Logan, I highly recommend if you haven't.
It's a good movie. It's very good.
Things just like heads being chopped off or whatever. Like, because a lot of films don't do it because the R rating means less box office. But I think the brutality just fits that movie, the dark and gritty tone of that film. Yeah,
and as you said before, the realism of it is just, it's
beyond.
It's
Definitely.
Well, one of my experiences, I've got a good story behind it.
Yeah.
So, have you ever been to a drive-in?
No, I have not.
Oh, well, I've been to if you don't know what a drive-in is, it's where you just go in your car, you watch a movie, like the olden days. And just the whole aesthetic of the place, it just made it a good experience. Like, it's just it's what's in the area that just makes it special. It's not only the movie that you watch, but what's surrounding it.
Definitely.
So, it was called the Dramana Drive-In, if I'm correct. That's what it was called. And just straight away, the entrance had a massive Star Wars fighter pilot on there.
Yep.
And it just looked sick. Like, as a kid, you'd think pretty cool.
Yeah. Definitely.
And we'd go in where you'd get the food and all that stuff, and it just had an array of all these old foods, like hot dogs, Dippin' Dots. I don't know if you want that. If you don't know what they are, they're they are like little frozen balls of ice cream.
Yeah.
Have you ever had Dippin' Dots?
No.
No? Oh, they're pretty good. I loved them.
Okay.
And statues of Freddy Krueger, Jason Voorhees, just that vintage vibe.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Vibe.
So, okay, now we'll start with the story. So we go in, buy the tickets, all that stuff. We go to park, and you plug up the radio to watch the movie. And we all decided to sit in the boot. I went with my pop and my two cousins and my sister. So it was 5 of us. Just imagine that. 5 of us in one boot.
Okay, imagine.
Just a little boot. It wasn't massive or anything. We took a couple pillows, a blanket.
Yeah.
And it honestly took about 20 minutes to get my pop in the car. And he's a large man. It was hard for him to move around.
Yeah.
I don't know how old he was at the time. Maybe he would have been 70, at least. And this man stops at nothing to watch a movie, I tell you. And just by the position he was in the whole time, he was not comfortable at all, and he was groaning and all that stuff. And he was, if I can paint a picture for it, he just think of a worm Think of a worm that's maybe being dissected and sort of squirming around trying to get comfortable for its death. Just, just, just picture that.
Yeah.
And that was him.
Yeah.
And his head was like, it wasn't supported. It was like, it looked like he was gone. Like
Yeah.
I thought, and all of us kids like are just kneeling, like just laying on our stomachs, like our backs are arched really really nicely, good support. And yeah, we all had our feet in his face, and I don't even think he could see the movie because well, looking back on it, it was pretty selfish. But we were kids, we didn't know any better. But
Yeah.
for the people that have heard that story,
Your Google Home isn't set up yet. To get started, download the Google Home app on a phone or tablet.
Okay. Google. Okay.
Okay.
Lovely. Thanks Google for that one. So that's my experience. It was a good one. It was funny. It'll always remain a good memory of mine.
Yep.
So yeah.
Definitely.
And so for us to give you guys a picture of what we like, we'll go through our top 10, and whenever a guest comes on, we'll tell them to give us their top 3. So we just have a picture of, I guess, what they're like and what, I guess what kind of boundaries we can go to and what they'd know.
Yep.
Because, I don't know, I guess I'd like to say that I'm
I
pretty good at...
I think both of us pretty high film knowledge people.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Okay, so we'll start with
We'll go
you go number 10 first
Yep.
because I'm a little bit stuck with this. So you do your number 10. It might be the same. I don't know.
Okay, I said number 10. I said Me and Elle and the Dying Girl. This is underrated movie, a good indie film.
Yeah.
Pretty brilliant soundtrack. If you haven't heard of it, it's like a book originally. It's about a girl with cancer, and essentially just Greg, the protagonist, just like hangs out with her for like her last few months before something happens at the end, and then
No spoilers.
and it's the vibe of it, the aesthetic, the director himself, and it's a good indie film. If you haven't seen it, I highly recommend it.
Yeah. My number 10 is American Psycho. On my top 100, we've both got a list of our favourite movies, and mine's not really in order, so it may change.
Yep.
But American Psycho is 10 because I don't know. I just appreciate Christian Bale's he's just the way he goes about his acting roles. I don't think it's quite unlike anyone else. Just the way he prepares for roles.
Yeah.
I guess that's what I love about the movie, and it's just believable. If a character makes you feel some kind of way, then it's a good movie. Because I watched Gone Girl last night.
Yes.
And we've talked about this, and I said I hated. What's her name?
Rosamund Pike.
Yeah. What's the character's name though?
Amy.
Amy. I said I hated Amy, but it was a great movie, and for that reason, because of the acting, and the acting has to take you to that fantasy world of the movie, and it's just the way the movie goes. It's just incredible. I love it.
Mind bending.
Yeah.
And go to my number 9 spot. I have The Truman Show. I think just the whole idea of this is kind of genius. The idea of living a fake life, and how the entire film, this genius, Peter Weir, how the cameras in the film are only cameras that are used in the TV show.
Yeah.
Genius idea. And Jim Carrey's acting, from being a comedian to being actual actor, man crushed it.
I like how comedy actors turn into that kind of serious role. Because you think about it, you only see comedy actors in comedy films, and in comedy films they kind of act in the same way, if you know what I mean. I'll give you an example.
Adam Sandler? Uncut Gems?
I was thinking of Will Ferrell.
Fair enough. What's Will Ferrell? Wait.
He's in a new movie with Paul Rudd called The Shrink Next Door, and it's on Apple TV.
Yeah.
I saw the trailer for it last night, and it looked good. But we could also talk about Adam Sandler and his role in Uncut Gems, because just the transition of comedy to, I guess, drama.
Yeah.
In a way, it just shows you, although you think, oh, he's got no range because he's in every comedy movie ever.
Yeah, shows the talent.
Yeah, exactly. And then you eat your own words because you've just seen this drastic change in acting style, and
Yeah, I guess just being about typecasted, like what the general reception is, like, and so Truman Show is my number 9 spot, well deserved. So what was your?
Wait, no, Truman Show's your number 9.
Yeah,
okay, so
what was yours?
this is my first ever movie I purchased as a little child.
Really?
Finding Nemo. And I guess Finding
Brilliant.
Nemo is a classic.
It is
I
classic.
guess anyone, if you haven't seen Finding Nemo,
Everyone's seen
everyone's seen Finding Nemo. You got to see Finding Nemo, otherwise, like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
But I don't know. I remember when I watched it first as a kid. Do you know how someone dies at the start?
Mm-hmm.
The mum. What's her name? Coral.
I have no idea.
Well, I think it's Coral. Comments correct me if I'm wrong, but when she gets attacked by the barracuda, that's the fish, I'm pretty sure. I always said to my mum, "Oh, mum, where's the fish gone?" Because I was a little ignorant little child, and she's like, "Oh, she's just gone shopping with the barracuda. She'll be back anytime soon." And that lie stuck for about 4 years.
Jeez.
I genuinely thought, and this is a little kid asking his mum questions about, oh, where's she gone? And I don't know, I guess, looking back on it, I feel like she betrayed me. But I don't know, it's just so, I don't know, I don't want to sound cringe or anything, but the film's just wholesome in a way, like,
yeah, it is.
I guess it's just a father trying to find his son, and then the efforts he goes to, and I don't know, it's just, just there's so much going on in the film. It's like, it kind of reminds me of Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire.
How's that?
I make a lot of weird comparisons, but
Very weird.
just the way it happens. There's so many events.
Yeah.
There's like heaps of events. Like you've got in Finding Nemo, you've got the sharks.
Yep.
The jellyfish.
Mm-hmm.
And then what else you got? What else is in there? There's other events, but it's like, I'm not saying it's like the Goblet of Fire. I'm saying it's got the same sort of activity going on in it. There's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of things happening.
Interesting.
And I guess that's what I like about it. Yeah, there's a lot happening, and I like it.
Yep, well deserved. Okay, at our number 8 spot for my list, I have Forrest Gump. Pretty obviously deserves to be in a top 10 film list. It's a movie that you can pretty much just like watch whenever. If you've seen it a million times, it still never gets old. Tom Hanks, there's so much great ideas in it. Music's great, like just everything. So much iconic quotes as well. Chocolate, you know.
Chocolate. My life is like a box of chocolates.
Yes.
You never know what you're gonna get.
The accent, it's like.
I'm not gonna do it.
Don't do it, please don't.
Oh,
And
I'm gonna embarrass myself.
yeah, entertaining movie, and even though he's like Forrest Gump's an idiot, you still relate to him. You enjoy being with him, and it's a terrific film.
I guess it's in a movie. It's all about a journey that makes you love a character.
Yeah.
The journey they've gone through, and it makes you, I don't know, empathize with them.
Yeah.
And that's why you can create a likeness from a movie, because you can not relate, but you can kind of see where it's going and how it makes them feel. Because I guess in any movie, before actors start filming or start acting, you obviously read a script, and then that script has to take you to a place of emotion, I guess, and that's for the actor and an audience. And if you write a good script, then I guess it's all over.
Yeah.
But in a good way.
Mm.
So yeah, what's in my number 8?
What is your number 8 spot?
Silence of the Lambs.
Silence of the Lambs.
Silence of the Lambs.
Yep.
It's actually one of my mum's favourites.
Yep.
We talk about this film a lot. Jodie Foster won an Oscar for it in the year it came out, 1991.
1993.
1991. Yeah.
Okay.
1991 it came out, and
But obviously Anthony Hopkins. So that's,
Oh yeah, Anthony Hopkins. Although his role wasn't too
is that the
big, it made,
best psychopath character of all time? Best like betraying
Oh.
performance?
I guess
Did
it's
he play-
subjective.
Yeah, definitely him in between them and like No Country for Old Men did.
Yeah.
Javier Bardem.
Yeah.
He legit was born to play that role. He freaking his perform when he's just speaking to her in the room when they're like across from each other.
Even
That's
just the
masterpiece worthy.
the improvisation of the.
Yes,
There's a lot of improvised moments in movies that just make it.
definitely make it so much more better.
Yeah, and just the way, I don't know, although it's not too scary for a horror film, but I guess when you first see it, and you know how at the end, if you haven't seen it, I don't even care. We're spoiling
You've
it.
had like 25 years to watch it.
Yeah,
bro.
exactly.
Yeah.
So you know how she's in the house in Buffalo.
Buffalo Bill.
Yeah, Buffalo Bill,
Yeah.
his house, and he cuts off the lights.
Yep.
That's just that scene. It gives me shivers because
Yeah.
if you're in that situation, and with the lights off, he knows his way around. She doesn't,
Mhm.
and although she's trained, she's still
Yeah.
shitting bricks.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's just
Scary scenario.
it's just a good movie. Like
It is a good movie.
You don't know what to say about a lot of things because if it's
Yeah.
just a good movie, it's a good movie and you like it.
Yeah. Extremely well acted.
Yeah.
And well deserved.
Yeah.
8th spot. Okay. Number 7. I have Fight Club.
Fight Club, very good movie.
If you don't, I won't spoil it. If you haven't seen Fight Club, it's probably got the best.
Well, it came out in 1999.
You should. I don't want to spoil it because if they haven't seen
What?
the plot twist, dude.
22 years.
The plot twist, dude. Do I want to spoil the plot twist?
Mm.
I don't, because if you haven't seen it, the plot twist is it's a mind
It's
bender.
pretty good.
And like, if you rewatch this film, you'll know what I'm talking about if you've seen it. You'll see like little hints
Mm.
of the plot twist, and it's very subtle. But rewatching it, we watched it like a couple
Well,
months.
when he
ago.
has that moment of revelation, well, it
Yeah.
obviously comes together. It all comes together like a puzzle. But if you're
Yeah. The-
semi-smart, then
Yep.
you can spot it out.
Apart from the plot twist as well, it's got great music. David Fincher,
Yeah.
awesome director. Ed Norton, Brad Pitt, killer as per usual. And yeah, the story of it, pretty genius. And I highly recommend watching it. And I won't spoil it. Yeah. What's
Yeah.
that? Your number 7 spot?
My number 7, it's not The Shining. I've got.
Yeah.
It's all mixed up.
Yeah.
But mine's actually Catch Me If You Can. It's at number 12.
Yes, I have that. My number 6 spot.
Number 6.
Yes.
So number 7, I've got Catch Me If You Can. Leonardo DiCaprio, Tom Hanks. I remember watching this with my mum as well. Like when I was younger, I watched a lot of like weird movies when I was younger. But I don't know, it's just the way that the story is told.
Yeah.
I like movies that give you a little hint of the end at the start, like Inception, or because
yeah.
you know how
Yeah.
he's in
He's in
the jail cell.
the jail
and
with
he-
long
yeah.
hair and whatever.
Yeah. I like those kind of movies, and it gives you obviously it just tells you a story, and that's what any movie does. But it's very well acted.
Very well acted, and the story itself very interesting of Frank
Frank
Abagnale.
Abagnale. Yeah.
That whole thing of how he gets away with it.
It's
Yeah.
just such a smart movie.
Smart movie.
It's a smart movie.
Yeah. You know Frank Abagnale Jr. Like, he's like still like popular celebrity now. Like
Yeah,
promoting books and making them.
like Jordan Belfort or something.
Yeah,
like that.
something like that.
Oh, yeah. Well,
Smart
it's
man.
just very
smart
well
movie.
acted. Very well acted, smart.
And one of Spielberg's underrated films.
Yeah,
definitely.
of course.
Deserves so much more recognition.
Yeah.
Okay, so my number 6 spot was Catch Me If You Can. So I guess I'll just go to your 6th spot then.
Okay, so my 6th is The Dark Knight,
Yes.
and it's not my number 1 because I don't know, I'm just a weirdo. It'd be a lot of people's number 1s, I'd assume.
Yes.
Just acting as well. Also, it has Christian Bale, and he's also in my number 10th spot.
Mm-hmm.
What did I say?
American Psycho.
American Psycho, yes. Oh, sorry.
That's alright.
Christian Bale, Heath Ledger, and Heath Ledger stole the show.
Yep, Heath Ledger. That's the reason why.
He stole the show. And did you know?
What?
did you know for his role, he actually, I don't know if this is true, but I'm pretty sure it's true. He actually locked himself in a hotel room for 30 days.
Yep.
Just to, bend his brain a little bit.
Hmm.
And then, yeah, he went from there and he just...
I did
was
not know that.
incredible. You didn't know that?
No, I did not know that.
Well, now you do.
Yeah.
But,
And the film just rolls. It just like keeps on going,
Yeah.
like no matter what. Like it doesn't have any like
some
bad scenes.
people may think it's too long, but
Yeah.
it kind of pushes itself a little bit, but...
Just Christopher Nolan reinventing the superhero genre, like keeping it realistic, like
dark.
a Joker in that film. A Joker could happen generally, like a terrorist like that,
Yeah.
blowing up buildings. That's something that could happen in like a real world.
Yeah.
That's the best thing I like about it.
Just the scenes between the Joker and Batman, though.
Yes,
Especially
the interrogation scene.
in the interrogation scene, yes.
Yeah,
It's just so... It actually says a lot. I'm not gonna... Oh, it says a lot about society. But do you know, he's like, oh... He says, oh, you're an outcast like me, and they'll turn on you if you do the wrong thing.
Yep.
I don't know, it just resonated with me in a way, because, I don't know, just everyone's different. You got to accept people for their differences. And although he's a psychopath,
mm-hmm.
you kind of... little bit of feeling for him.
You have so much feeling. You like rooting for him. That's Heath Ledger's performance. Like,
But it was just so sad.
Things like him like not caring about money.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the type of villain you
Some
want.
people just want to watch the world burn.
Yeah, that's what a good actor does.
But when he passed though, and he won
Best
the
supporting actor.
best supporting actor, a lot of people said it was because he died.
Yeah, that's what Mum thinks. It's just
No.
not true.
That is not
You're an
true at
idiot
all.
if you think that.
Yeah.
Yeah, number 5 spot.
So you're number 5.
But yeah, my number 5 spot, I have The Matrix. Probably the most like technical like wise at the time, like most impactful at the time. Obviously the
Yeah, 1999.
360 shot,
Yeah.
how that impacted the genre of action and thriller films, you know. And it's just a pretty genius idea by the Wachowski sisters / brothers. And yeah, even though Keanu Reeves, like he may not get like he's not hated for like his acting performances. If you watch movies like Knock Knock.
Knock knock. Oh. Knock
You know,
knock.
but he just kind of fits the role of Neo. Lawrence Fishburne.
Oh.
Have you seen Knock Knock?
Yeah.
It's actually his acting in that. Oh, that
When
movie.
he's like when he's buried.
Yeah. Yeah, that's not the best.
Oh no.
But yeah, Matrix is very good. If you guys haven't seen it,
Yeah.
highly recommend
Yeah.
watching it.
So
Yeah.
my 5th, it's a Jordan Peele movie, Get Out.
Yep.
Get Out.
What is it?
It was in my top 3, but then I changed it
Mm.
because I saw a different movie and I liked that better. But considering Jordan, if any of you know who Jordan Peele is, he has a thing, like a channel called Key and Peele.
Yeah.
What's Key's first name?
Keegan Michael Key.
Yeah, so Jordan Peele and him, they do like skits together, comedy skits. And for him to come out with like a horror movie, he's also done Us, which
Yep.
is
Right there.
right there. And we'll go into that into another.
Yep.
I think we might do a ranking of horror movies or thriller.
Yep.
But for him to come out with a movie like that or movies like that, it just shows, like it's like showing a comedy actor's range. It's
Yeah,
like
we
showing.
spoke about that before.
Yeah.
Of comedians like
Yeah,
transitioning
exactly.
to more serious
Exactly.
stuff.
And that's how it gains
Yeah.
so much popularity, because people don't expect it, and that's how they're intrigued, because they just don't expect it and they want to see what it's actually like, and that transition. So, and if it is good, which it was,
Mm-hmm.
both of them have been,
Yeah.
and it can become very successful because a lot of people gain attention from it.
Yeah.
So yeah, and just the storyline itself's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just good.
It is.
It's a bit eerie, you
Mm.
know? Just like the scenes where one of the maids is running towards him.
Yeah,
No,
it's
not the
freaky.
maids. One of
The dude.
the dude
Yeah.
running towards him. Oh, it's just the. Oh, it's just so tense.
And the girlfriend.
Oh,
I don't know the actress' name,
yeah.
but she's terrifying. Like the scene where
She's eating Fruit Loops.
eating
Listening
Fruit
to
Loops.
music.
Yes.
While he's just like going ham on all the other family members.
Yeah.
And she's just. I'm sure we have a clip of it somewhere, but
Mm.
it's just she's a creepy looking thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Number 4 spot.
Yep.
I have The Departed.
Yeah, I still need to watch this movie,
Wow.
so don't spoil it or anything. I've seen a lot of stuff on social media about it, just the ending of it, but I've tried to skip past it. But go on.
The entire idea of the script is genius. The idea of having an undercover cop in the mafia,
Yep.
and the dude like in the same situation, being someone in the mafia, but he's a cop. Like,
Yeah.
and those like, what's his name? DiCaprio
Matt Damon.
and Matt Damon. That conflict.
Yeah.
Well directed by Scorsese, Jack Nicholson.
Yeah.
Obviously, always the best.
Good cast. It's a
Yeah.
good cast.
The music, well-paced movie, and I highly recommend watching it if you haven't seen it. Like
Yeah,
James
no,
has.
I'll watch it. I'll have to watch it.
Come on, dude.
So,
Like it.
so in my 4th, I have Fantastic Mr. Fox, and this is purely because we did a lot of study of Wes Anderson, and it made me appreciate his work a lot more, just because we learnt about it and whatnot. And I'd watch it again because we did an assignment on it, and I just didn't realize how good it actually was, and the time it would have taken to actually make this movie, because it's a stop motion film and every single movement is different, and it has to be stop, change, stop, change, stop, change.
Yeah.
Just because of that continuous change, the effort that would have been put into that movie is phenomenal. And just to think about how long that would have taken is crazy to me.
Yeah, it's legit.
But it's actually a really good movie.
It's funny as hell.
It's such a good movie.
There's so many like iconic quotes.
Yeah.
I reckon. Yes, exactly. Yeah. Got a number 3 spot.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Number 3.
Okay, so my number 3. Oh yeah, I won't spoil your list. Like, my number 3 is Whiplash. Obviously, the main reason why is Damien Chazelle and that dude J.K. Simmons.
No Miles Teller.
And he's alright.
He's alright.
He's mediocre.
Oh.
He does the job. But Whiplash is like the character of Fletcher. His insults, brilliant insults. That's why I rewatch that movie all the time. It's purely because of J.K. Simmons and he was born to play that.
Did you know that Whiplash was actually a short film before it was a feature
Yes, I
film?
did know that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
I thought that was cool to look at.
yeah,
I
no,
saw the comparison between the two.
yeah,
Completely different, but obviously the feature film would have been better. I've never seen the short film. I just saw like a little clip from it, and it just looked sick. I didn't know that, so
and just like the drumming scenes, like a normal director would probably just like go bland,
or
like,
maybe just cut it.
yeah, just like the creative camera angles of Damien Chazelle. That's what makes also
Just the intensity of the camera angles as well. It shows everything.
Mm-hmm.
So like, especially in the last drum solo, where Andrew plays his heart out after coming back from such a downfall, and then coming back to play and then being told to piss off, you shit, and then he just goes absolutely
bonkers
on the drum set,
and
just to show like, I'll explain it when I talk about it. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just and movies about actors, like not actors, like characters perfecting their craft.
Yeah.
Like that type of film, drumming, it just works out great.
And dramas as well. I've come to love just drama films in general.
Yeah. Best genre in my opinion
Yeah.
as well.
It's such a good genre.
Okay.
And you just appreciate it more. But let's continue.
Your number 3 spot.
Okay. So this has been controversial on many levels.
Yes, as
Controversial as in no one else really likes the film.
just I don't mind it, but like it's not a top 10 of all time.
Well, I was watching with my dad to give a bit of comparison to what you think.
Don't watch this movie with parents. It's a bad idea.
Yeah, I wouldn't
I wouldn't
recommend watching it.
doing
Watch it by yourself. It's on Stan.
Yeah.
This is not sponsored as well. But
Title of the film.
Little Children.
Yes.
It's a drama, romance, and here, look, I'll just read. It entails everything pretty much. The lives of two lovelorn spouses from separate marriages, a registered sex offender, and a disgraced ex-police officer intersect as they struggle to resist their vulnerabilities and temptations in suburban Massachusetts. The thing I like about it, it shows. There's been films where it just doesn't show one protagonist or two protagonists. It has many protagonists. It shows the stories and lives of many different people, which is what I like about it. And as said in the spiel, their vulnerabilities. And every single character in that film has a vulnerability. And just to showcase that, Todd Field's done a great job.
Did Todd Phillips direct? No.
Todd Field.
Oh. Yeah.
And my dad said that it was probably in his top 500, and it's in my top 3.
Yeah. Definitely has some disturbing scenes.
Well, I told you to watch it. I watched it, and I called you,
Yes, you did.
and I said, I've never felt that way about the ending of a movie ever in my life.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was. It was just, it all came together.
Yeah, I guess so. The scenes of like him hanging out with the skater dudes at the end.
That pissed me off. Because they were going to run away together, man. No one's going to watch it.
Yeah, no one's going
to watch it.
Yeah,
no one's going to
fair
watch
enough.
it. I don't care.
Okay. Number 2 spot. I have The Perks of Being a Wallflower. Probably the best teenage movie ever. Like, what it's like.
That's very subjective.
Yes.
But I agree. It's very good.
Obviously Emma Watson, Logan Lerman, and Ezra Miller. The chemistry between them. In the music, it's just.
I guess in a way it does still show those vulnerabilities as well.
Yeah, sure.
Because what's Ezra's name in the movie?
Charlie, Sam, and can't remember.
It's your top 2 and you don't even know the characters.
Patrick.
Patrick?
Yeah.
Is Patrick the protagonist?
No. Logan Lerman is. Charlie.
Oh yeah. Charlie. Sorry.
Yeah.
Because Patrick being gay.
First time. Yeah. First time.
Talking about it.
First time watching that movie. Genuinely life changer film. It probably could be my number 1 spot if it wasn't for this other movie. But every time I watch it, like not just because of like it's like it doesn't go to that normal teenage formula of a romance or it's not predictable. It feels real. These characters feel real. And
as said before, the acting and script take you there,
and directing, it's all just it's perfect for what it needs to be.
Yeah.
And it's my type of film. It's subjective, but yeah.
You like a lot of those up and coming sort of growth.
What are they called again?
Coming of age.
Coming of age. Yes, because we can relate to it as teenagers.
Yeah. I don't know if many people would have seen this one either. Have you seen it?
No. Yeah. Yes, because
don't give it up.
on Netflix. I'm sure most people have seen it.
Yeah, it's on Netflix original.
Netflix original, yeah.
It's Marriage Story with Adam Driver and Scarlett Johansson. Scarlett Johansson won a Oscar for
Did she?
Best Supporting Actress.
No,
Academy Award. Sorry, Academy Award.
Laura Dern won Best Supporting Actress. Did.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, she did too. My bad. Sorry.
She wasn't even that good, but she still won.
Yeah, I hated her. But I guess that's what makes a character good.
Yeah.
If you feel some way about them, they want you to feel, then they've done their job.
Yeah.
That's simple. And I don't know, it's just there's something about this film. It's kind of got the same. It's got the same vibe, maybe aesthetic as Perks of Being a Wallflower. There's a lot of still shots.
Yeah.
There's a lot of of.
That monologue to her therapist.
Yeah,
like
that was a long monologue, and it was very well acted.
Yes, I respect films with those long takes.
Yeah, because a lot of people think they're boring, but if you actually listen to what's being said, and just appreciate the acting behind it, then
Yeah, and
it's
also
not boring at all.
how it relates to Perks of Being a Wallflower. It's realistic.
Yeah, it's
It's a
extremely,
divorce.
it's extremely realistic.
Like, divorces aren't easy. And I think it's definitely the best depiction of one.
Yeah, and for the kid as well. The kid was actually a very good actor
Mm.
to show his ignorance in a way.
Yeah.
To the whole parents being divorced. Oh, I know he's young.
Yeah.
But as a young kid being able to act very good,
Mm-hmm.
then I don't know, I guess it's done its job.
Yeah, he's done his job, yeah.
And there's one scene in it,
Fight scene.
the fight scene,
Yes.
where it just all comes out. The whole film, I guess they're sort of on terms with everything in a way,
Yeah.
but then it all falls apart in just one scene. And this one scene, you need to watch it. It'll be on YouTube somewhere. Just go on Netflix and watch the whole thing. But
Yeah.
the scene, I don't know, many people may not like it or just not appreciate it, but the way that those two characters collapse and just talk shit to each other, basically,
Oh, yeah.
it all falls apart for them.
Mm-hmm.
And after all this time of being nice to each other and cooperative, it just
Yeah.
manages to tear.
Because, like, they have, like, what they told the lawyers, like,
Yeah,
things
yeah.
they did.
So
They
well,
didn't
at the
even
start,
say,
at the start, they both say, "Oh, I don't want to hurt them in any way, or I don't want to do anything to go against them." Well, not go against them, but just sort of demonize them in a way.
Yeah,
And
ends up happening.
then they both figure out what's happened, and then they
Yeah.
end up fighting about it. And it's just a good scene.
It is.
It's just all out raw emotion, and
Adam-
still showing
Adam
realism.
Driver and Scarlett Johansson just
They work
you
well
can tell.
together.
You can tell they're brilliant actors, and
Well, Adam Driver is my favorite actor.
yes, Adam Driver is his favorite.
I do
actor.
talk about it a lot.
a lot.
A lot, actually. Yes, a lot.
Yeah, guess the number one spots.
So do you want to go first? Or?
Well, both of these films have already been mentioned.
Yeah, they have.
Yeah. So my number one, I have The Dark Knight.
My number one, Whiplash.
Yeah.
Guess we've said it before, but you talk about what you like about it, because I've said my part on The Dark Knight, so you say
Yeah.
what you like.
Just mainly Heath Ledger, like a villain like that.
He stole the show.
Yes. And Christopher Nolan as well. Like pretty much every Nolan film. Like even though like Tenet, I've got it right there. Like even though I didn't like the movie itself, like I had no idea what was happening.
There was a lot of hype around it, but
Yes, even though I tried rewatching it, trying to understand it, you just respect, because you know what you're gonna get with Nolan. You're gonna get great cinematography, some big set.
good orchestral music.
Yes, like Hans Zimmer type of
Yeah.
stuff. And yeah, he does that, and it works perfectly for The Dark Knight.
Mm.
Like his the fight scenes, like even though it's like it's a Batman.
It's realistic fight scenes.
Yeah.
It's nothing.
Yeah, it's a
nothing
Batman film.
crazy.
It's a superhero film, and they're still realistic. That's what Christopher Nolan
And
does.
I guess it shows Batman as a real person, because he
Yeah.
doesn't really have a suit. He doesn't have a power.
he's human, dude.
He's
Yeah.
human, and it's just realistic.
Yeah.
As you said before, or as we both said.
Yeah.
When I previously stated. So Whiplash.
Yes, Whiplash. What do you like about it? I said what I said.
Well, I agree with you.
Yeah.
But there's a certain scene at the end where they just have this genuine hate. Both the characters, Fletcher and Andrew Neiman, they just have a genuine hate for one another. And when he tells him, he says, you know what, he gets kicked out of Schaefer,
Mm.
and then he comes back, he sees him in a bar, and Fletcher says to him, oh, you know what, I'm having another competition.
That's your favourite scene?
'Cause- No. But this is sort of coming up to it. He talks about, he got kicked out of Schaefer after people found out his methods of teaching.
Yeah.
And his insults and whatnot. And he tells him to come back. We're doing a competition. This is on my own accord. Nothing to do with the Schaefer. And he absolutely rattles him when he's there. Because he's like, oh yeah, we're doing this. But then he just does a completely different thing.
Oh yeah.
Because you know how he starts drumming randomly, and then he just Andrew walks off. Fletcher's like, oh yeah, I got this kid. And then he's like, oh, I'm not giving up. I'm going to come back. I'm going to interrupt him. And I'm going to do my own thing.
Yeah.
What was it called? Caravan.
Oh, remember the name as well.
Yeah, Caravan. I think that's how you pronounce it.
Yeah.
And he did his own thing. and he got everyone involved, and then the switch in Fletcher's mind happens. He's like, he's interrupted me. I can't really do anything about it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'm gonna lose. So I'm just gonna go with it.
Yeah.
So we just finished our top 10.
Yep.
So mine was Whiplash.
Dark Knight was my
Dark
number
Knight.
one.
So that's gonna wrap it up for the first episode.
Yeah.
And that was just to give you a bit of insight of what we're like, what movies we like.
Yeah. This is like we'll have a whole bunch of different things usually. Like this is just get to know us.
Yeah.
Who your hosts are. We have a variety of different podcast topics we came up with and film topics.
Yeah, so as I said before, we got trailers, film news, rankings, underrated and overrated films, quizzes, and we'll also have a few guests
Quizzes will be awesome.
once in a while. So follow us on Instagram.
Instagram, YouTube, subscribe in there. We'll have Spotify soon. And
hopefully.
our podcast.
Yeah.
And it's been the Dead Film Society podcast. And we'll also have a guest, by the way. And
We'll be uploading every week. So
every week. Yeah.
Catch ya.
Catch ya. I hope you enjoy.